I was gonna make a short video of how I was gonna charge for mobile sawmilling or sawmilling at home this year. This is a breakdown of what I estimate it'll cost me by the hour and all that, and so that I can see what it really costs me to run my mill. Well, on here, I'm just gonna use this mouse. I'm putting in that we're gonna do 400 hours. Last year I sawed about 200 hours. Well, my sawmill payment's about $9,600 a year. Got $1,000 a year for insurance. Blades, no, that's fuel. I figure it cost me about 4.5 an hour with the current fuel cost. Blades, it's about $10 an hour. I can buy a blade, it's 25 bucks I think, and sharpen it 3 or 4 times maybe, so that comes up 3,700. Then a sawyer needs to get paid about 30 bucks an hour, and a swamper 15. Now this is just running one swamper. If I have two, a swamper's a helper, of course, it'll be more. So to run this 400 hours a year, it's going to cost $34,000, and that's going to be about $85 an hour. I'm going to charge $130 for me and one other person, because if I saw 200 hours a year like I did last year, it cost me $112 pretty much to run that mill. That's not including any breakdowns, belts and stuff like that. Roller guide, bearings, belts, all that kind of stuff. You may have another $500 on there or so for running this few of hours, because I got a new mill, gonna keep a new mill, but this year I'm gonna try to run 400 hours. Now by the board foot, I created another sheet. I did the same thing, it's all up here, and I did it by 400. As you can tell, it comes out to 85. Well, I come down here, I can pretty reasonably get 300 board foot of pine, southern yellow pine, per hour. If I charge 35 cents, that's $105 an hour. That's below my 86 and all that. Now that's for people bringing it to me, not me going out. Then hardwood is a lot slower. I might get 200 board foot an hour or something. That's $120. Now granted, I'm not counting in tractor use, truck use, and all that kind of stuff. It may cost me more than what I'm actually saying. This just gives me a good representation of what I need to charge and why I need to charge it, and it might help you. Now if you go back over here, sawing by the hour, I do sawing by the hour for mobile and sawing by the board foot for at the house. If you bring it to me, I'll saw by the board foot. If I'm going to you, I'm sawing by the hour, because I don't know how your logs are. Over here, I really need to put, gas, wear and tear for trucks, oil changes. You got other stuff like that. It may cost another 500 to 1,000 bucks a year. So it may be 86, 87, 90 bucks. I don't know, something like that realistically, if you just do oil changes and all that. But whenever I say $130 an hour, I charge $130 an hour from the time I leave my house until I leave their job, with a 4-hour minimum. And I do that so that $130 pays for the truck also. It's not just $130 when I show up and start sawing. It's not the $130 on the hour meter. It's $130 an hour. If I go there and I got to move your logs, I got to buck your logs up, I got to cut limbs off, trim stuff up, all that kind of stuff, I charge for it. It's $130 an hour. It's me and another guy. Now if I don't have the other guy there, I'll knock it down to, I might do $100 or $110 an hour, somewhere right around in there. But it's just what you got to have. But if I do that, Like, they're gonna help me, they're touching the wood. I'm not touching the wood. Like, that's why I bring a helper along with me. They pull all the wood off, stack the wood and all that. I'm not saying I don't help any, but you know, I'm there to run the sawmill. I'm not there to do anything else. But this will get you a rough ballpark. And again, if you want to put in gas for your truck and all that, you can. My truck's paid for. I got like a 01 model, so it's not a big deal. And if you pull sawmills, I highly recommend having like a 3/4 ton truck at least. You can get by with a 1/2 ton, but you're gonna wear it out pulling it. I would recommend pulling it with a 3/4 ton. And if you get there to the job site and you're gonna be there for a week and you're gonna drive back and forth, hey, get you a 1/2 ton truck or something and drive back and forth, you know. And that's the other thing. When I say this, most of my jobs are only 1 or 2 days. Like, I'm gonna be there, and usually I'm charging somewhere between $1,000 and $3,500, maybe somewhere right around in there, because about 2 or 3 days is the most I'm ever at a job site. And you know, I can't really cut a deal on that. Now, if I was going somewhere and I was gonna be there a week, that's fine. And this doesn't include like lodging or something. If I'm gonna be more than 2 hours away, they're gonna have to pay for lodging, because I'm not driving back and forth every day for that. And we gonna get there and we're gonna work. And by the hour, what I normally do is, and again, it depends on how far I am and all that, but if I'm about an hour away, I'm going to get there close to daylight, set up and saw till close to dark. And I'll do that about 2 days. I'm not gonna do it 3, because you're just absolutely wore out, but 2 days I can do that, because down here, we're in Mississippi, of course, it'll get daylight at 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, you can start working at 6, and during the summer it might be 8, 9 o'clock before it gets dark. Well, I'm not gonna work that late anyways. Like, I have a cutoff. Like, I'm gonna leave at about 6 or so. Now, if it's the last day and there's an hour or 2 left of sawing, yes, I may stay to knock it out. But this is just again, the cost breakdown. Try to explain a little bit of what I do, why I do it. But the board foot really doesn't add up as much, but why I don't worry about charging as much. And this isn't my full-time job, you know. This is for people, I'm assuming, that's like you watching, that's just doing it here and there. You're gonna make a little money, pay for your meal and all that. But you know, at the house, I can go out there and saw for 1 or 2 hours. I may saw this and not even have a swamper. So this here $86, I can knock another 15 off of that and say it's $70. So I'm making $35 an hour maybe. But my board footage may go down without a swamper. I may only get $250, you know. So not that I really do it and want to try to make money and not let my swamper make any. I don't mean it like that, but I'm not relied upon them. I can wake up and get out there at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning if I want to. I don't have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and get home at 9, 10 o'clock at night and I'm tired and all that. I can go saw for 2 or 3, 4 hours and go back home if I want to. Because again, this isn't like my full-time business. I'm trying to make it sort of my full-time business, but not necessarily saying just sawmilling, but I'm wanting a sawmill and I'm wanting to get a kiln and a motor planer and all that, so that I really want to make flooring and molding and all that kind of stuff and build stuff, which we build shoot houses and all. I got another page I did up, and it cost I think about $330 in lumber for us to build a 4x6 shoot house, and then you got tin and labor and all that. And I'm gonna try and sell them, if we can build them and sell them pretty quick, I'm gonna charge $650. If we build a bunch this spring and summer and I gotta sit on them till the fall, I'm gonna go to 700. and then it's going to go up from there. Like if we put the elevator legs on it, it's going to be another $100. Windows are about $150, and window shades are about $100. If we paint it, we're going to charge $50 plus the paint or oil, Thompson water seal, I call it oil, whatever you want to put on it, and we'll do all that. But it's you need to get you a spreadsheet and figure out what it's actually costing you. Just throwing a number out there, then the customer's like, well, why you charge that much? Well, everybody charges that much. Well, why does everybody charge that much? Really, on here, I really need to charge about 40 cents, and that would bump me up to 120, just like over here. Oh, but we're in a real heavy pine market, and you might get it, you might not, and I may go to 40 cents this summer. I need to, if I can run my sawmill for 200 hours, say at 35, and I'm sort of burnt out, or it gets real hot, say July, August, September, around here, June, July, August, September, and I really don't want to saw, I may go to 40 cents. Be like, hey, look, I'm charging 40 cents for these 3 or 4 months, because down here it'll be 100 degrees and it's just so hot and muggy and nasty and all. Same way with charging $130 an hour. I'll charge $130 an hour while it's cool and nice weather. And then when June, July, August gets there, if I've sawed 200 or 300 hours, I may jump the price up just so I don't have to go do it. And that's the other thing. Figure out how much money you need to make. You come back over here to this. I mean, crap. If I saw 400 hours at $30 an hour, that's $12,000. Is that enough money for you? Like, again, this isn't a full-time job. This is a side job. But if $12,000 is enough money for you, cut it back. Let's see what, 200 is going to be 6,000. 300 is, 9,000. So figure out what you need, the money you need, and work that much. And when you meet what you need to live off of, your extra money or whatever, do it. Increase your price and all. That's what I'm gonna do. Like when we build them shoot houses, I'm figuring I'm gonna have 50 to 100 hours just in material for shoot houses, deer feed troughs, all that kind of stuff. So if I got that, then that's 100 hours, that's $3,000. Well, I'm gonna pay myself that. This is a business. Like, I try to keep all of this, the sawmill money, to itself. If it needs some money, I'll give it because it's new, but it's got to support itself. It's got to support me, or it ain't worth doing. Now, in saying that, if I want to say I want to build myself a cabin, I may not pull money out of here. I may take this $12,000 and buy more logs, buy more blades and all that to build me a cabin or build something on the place. But this $12,000 is mine, is what I say. Now, whether it's cash or whether it's lumber, that's a different story, so just think about that. But what I won't do is take this $12,000 and buy an edger with it, or buy a kiln or a motor planer or whatever, if I need this money. Like, this money is mine. I think of it as I hired John down the street to come run this sawmill for me, and that's $30. Well, I got to pay him that. It's gone anyway. Same way with this swamper money here. That's $6,000. Well, that's $6,000 that I don't have. So that's $20,000 out of it. That's the biggest expense, is right here. It's always your payroll. It don't matter. All this other stuff ain't that bad high. It's your payroll is always what adds up. So just keep that kind of stuff in mind, and you'll see how it comes out. Maybe this will help you and help you make money with your business. And if you can't do it for this, sit at home, get out the business. Maybe your market's flooded. Just saw for yourself. Don't saw for everybody else, because there may be a guy out there needing to make $130 an hour and you're hitting him at $100 an hour or $80 an hour, and it don't count. And I will always keep this, just like this $800 a month for the sawmill payment. Like, I'm always gonna keep that $800 in there, and the $1,000 insurance, because when the machine gets old and it's paid for, guess what? Your stuff's gonna break down. I may have to buy an engine for it, or hydraulic pump, or this or that. So I'm not gonna pull it out also. But it's a lot. I rambled, jumped around on it. Maybe I made sense out of this, but just remember, you got to do it. It's gonna cost you $85, $86 an hour at a sort of a minimum. If I run it 2,000 hours a year, I'll say that also up here. Say you're running a full-time business, 2,000 hours a year. Well, I didn't put in enough zeros. 2,000 hours a year. It's still gonna cost you $65 an hour. That's only $20 an hour less. Because, like I said, it's this right here that adds up. That's $60,000 for a sawyer, $30,000 for a swamper. That's decent money where I'm at, you know, to work. That's 40 hours a week. And see, you got 18,000 in blades, but this up here don't change. Your gas, you know, you spent 9,000 in fuel, but by doing this, it's really not going to be 65, because I don't have oil changes, blades, all the wear parts, the bearings and stuff like that. If you run this mill at 2,000 hours a year, you're probably still going to be in the $70, $75 an hour range, because you're going to wear your mill out and all. And I don't really want to saw 2,000 hours a year. About 400 is about the max I really care to saw, to tell you the God's honest truth. I'd rather do that, have a motor planer, a kiln, build shoot houses, picnic tables, regular tables, all that kind of stuff, and do that. Now, I would love to have a kiln and run it 365 days a year, you know, 24 hours a day. I would love to do that. And that's my next investment, is I'm gonna buy a kiln. I'm hoping that we make good enough money that by the end of the year, I'm building a kiln and y'all see about it on the channel. But we never know. I don't know what the world holds, so I'm not gonna put myself in no big bad bind, and we're just gonna go from there. But if this helped you out, give me a like, subscribe to the channel, help me get to 1,000, and we'll see you on the next video.